A Big Apple bienvenue. Tonight, you're about to find out what really goes on behind closed curtains. It's the thrift store rundown's 50th Fork on the Roadshow, tasting the tri-state on a budget. And for this special occasion, we're bringing home Big Apple romance with small pocket change. Okay, not really small pocket change, but it's the thought that counts. It's also how to date yourself if you're near 50 or feel like you're near 50, even if you're half that age. Thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. The first stop on our date is the Museum of Modern Art. And why, if this is a food-related show? Well, you gotta have culture on your date. Of modern art. For my first time there, despite how expensive it is, it so won't be my last. And again, this will make sense come lunchtime. Speaking of which, it's lunchtime! Swanky, are we? We are here at the Thompson Central Park. But just beyond that velvet curtain lies a hidden gem that's open to the public if you can find it. Inside this swanky hotel, it's just your casual all-American burger joint. In fact, that's the name of it, burger joint. And that's just the second half of the magazine that we're focusing on today. The loudspeaker is blaring exceptionally loud today. Pardon me, that's beyond my control. And I know this doesn't exactly scream Big Apple romance, but it does scream Big Apple romance on a budget, according to the editors of Every Day with Rachael Ray. For a second time at bat on the Fork On The Roadshows, she's gracing our 50th edition in style. This is the February 2007 edition, which I picked up back home in Patterson, NJ, for $2.49, and it retailed for $3.99 in the US and $4.99 in Canada. There's actually a fair amount of romance in here, alongside a whole host of other fun features and articles. And as always, the focal point of any good Every Day with Rachael Ray bag is the 30-minute meals. And we'll highlight those, but first up, we gotta keep it Hollywood. And we start with a recipe for Wolfgang Puck's curried chicken satay. Win or lose our Oscar night, every nominee gets a ticket to Wolfgang Puck's feast at the Post-Show Governor's Ball. This is a sample recipe, I assume, from that ball. And you know, we always strive to bring the Oscars home on a budget, so that was our first natural highlight. Up next, 3 consecutive highlights per page. In 3 consecutive pages, we want to bring you tables for 2. Everyday readers tell you how to turn dinner into a romantic affair, from making a theme night to skipping the meal altogether and just making a whole bunch of desserts. In the next page, we also have New York City. Now this was the major inspiration for the video altogether. Celebrate Valentine's Day in the Big Apple with one of these cheap but fabulous steaks. I assure you, these prices have all been severely downgraded given the inflation that we got here. But we got 5 cheap and effective date night ideas. That is, if you consider being like somewhat upper middle class cheap. Anyway, the focal point here was the master plan, art and burgers for 2. We visited the Museum of Modern Art, And then we visited the burger joint, which is where we're at right now. The burger joint, by the way, as you know, is at the Thompson Central Park Hotel. And that's what we're about to have. That's actually a Chipotle Chicken Sandwich wrapped up with a whole mountain of fries and ketchup. That's just one of 5 cheap dates in here. And definitely the cheapest when you compare 1950 to the other prices in here. Getting some action, making a toast, doing it yourself, sharing the love. Yeah, you compare that, this was the cheapest to do. Next up we have here Mario Hemingway's Healthy Regime, from breakfast to lunch to dinner. I feature her here too because the Oscar-nominated actress has a cookbook of her own that I bought not too long ago, and you'll be seeing that in the future. And this just summarizes all 3 components of her article right here. Her breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal plans. Now it's on to the 30-minute meals, including a couple made just for 2. Treat your Valentine to a meal for 2. Plus, we have hearty stoops for chilly nights. Anyway, we got here a caponata frittata with grilled pantaloons, sweet and savory, yep, made for 2. And a scampi serpent tub, also made for 2. And in addition, we have here hot and soul. That's also made for 2. And if you want to have a double date night, you go for one of 2 stoops. A tangy 3-bean stoop or a double chicken dumpling stoop. We also have Romano and black pepper polenta with mushroom masala, knockwurst and red cabbage stoop, pork schnitzel with caramelized onion, egg noodles, a seafood stoop fra diavolo, and ground meat goulash with macaroni. What would you do if Rachel came over to your house after a long day of taping? If you had kids, would you assign a cookie to them so that you can mingle with Rachel and they do all the cooking? If so, that's a little bit stupid of you. But in any event, that's what Chef Rick Bayless did when Rachel came to his house for a day after a long day of taping. And Chef Rick Bayless assigned the cooking to his daughter, Lainey. I guess this is possibly the basis for Rick and Lainey's excellent kitchen adventures cookbook. I have never profiled Chef Rick Bayless, namely in Mexico one plate at a time before, but I will soon because I had the companion cookbook to his public television series of the same name. Anyway, for Spice Girl, Lainey's article, and her account of that fun night with Rachel and Dad, she offers up recipes for Chipotle margaritas, black bean tostadas with smoky salsa, Mexican creamy corn soup with roasted chilies with a couple of steps on how to roast the chili at home, Peruvian chicken advice, and French profiteroles for dessert. So it's a cross-cultural experience here. Plus we got Lainey's top 10 tips for teen cooks. I gotta tell you, that's one of the most admirable, venerable routes for a profession if you're graduating high school. Becoming an apprentice for a celebrity chef, if you're lucky to do that. Or just being an apprentice for any notable chef. Or just pursuing your own route. Blazing your own delicious trail. This article is called Just the Two of Us. A helpless romantic named Piano Giapoulos plots a perfect weekend in Jackson Hole, Wyoming with his wife, Molly. If only someone had told him about the best laid plans for their romantic weekend, going off the beaten path in summary to visit the Sweetwater Restaurant, the Teton Treehouse, the Bubba's Barbecue, the Bunny Bakery and Restaurant, and the National Elk Refuge. In other words, getting lost is all a part of the adventure. In fact, it can also create an adventure in itself. I know that to be true. In the time between getting here and getting to the MoMA, I was lost at Radio City Music Hall, NBC Studios. That's right, where they tape Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Kelly Clarkson, SNL, among other things. And I had to stop at a couple of Walgreens to find a magazine that I found at the New York Public Library, which oddly enough was across the street from the Museum of Modern Art. They also had the MoMA Design Store, but I wanted to get this magazine ever since I found that at the NYPL. Us Weekly, May 27, 2024. It caught my eye from the well, inside out. Here in survey says, everyday readers list on their ideal romantic getaways. Location, it's a date, battle of the sexes, and love rules. Plus, hey, big spender. And you know me, yeah, I gotta be somewhat of a big spender in New York, but at our very heart, we bring Hollywood home on a budget, and that'll never change. And to that end, we finish up with a visit to Jimmy Kimmel's fridge. That's right, we're taking a peek inside his fridge to find out why he'll never eat a veggie burger and why they think they have the wrong name to begin with. But you gotta keep him around to keep the lady happy, plus his dream dinner guests. There's also a recipe for a tiramisu in here, but I think we've dished on enough here. This is one jam-packed issue that for $2.50 was so worth the trip to actually make come to life. As for what's under this, well, I'll show you right now. This is the Chipotle Chicken Sandwich. Get a single or double here. I chose double because it's a special occasion. As far as this issue goes, well, I rose to the occasion, and what do you know? Despite inflation nearly clipping Cupid's wings, Rachael certainly shined. And for that, you know what, let me just sit down for a little bit longer. It'll get a perfect 5 out of 5 clap rating. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me, do I review the food in here or the venue? Not really. The venue and the food just serve as like MacGuffins for my reviews. It's the item that counts. But let it be known that the food certainly helps. You know, love means never having to say you're sorry about being a big spender, as long as you remember where you started. 50 roadshows ago, we started at the California Pizza Kitchen at Garden State Plaza in Paramus. And today, our appetites are as strong as ever, our wallets and our hearts as full as ever, savoring the best of the country we love. So where are our taste buds and price tags take us next? You better subscribe to find out. And from all of us here at TSR, thank you for watching. As always, stay tuned and stay hungry. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.